Board meeting to order dated May 19th, 2022. Kay, could you take the roll call?
Commissioner Pye?
Here.
Commissioner Brown?
Here.
Commissioner Hartman?
Here.
Commissioner Rivers? Here. President McGarrett?
Here. We could all stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, our first item is I'm going to entertain a motion for the approval of last month's meeting minutes.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes of the Personnel Sub-Finance Subcommittee meeting dated 21 April 2022, and the minutes of the regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners for the Zion Park District dated 21 April 2022. Second.
Any further discussion needed? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Welcome, Jackie. Jacqueline, right, Jacqueline?
Jackie is fine.
Jackie, hi.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Most of you know me. Jackie Holmes, Commissioner for the City of Zion. I only have a few comments, and my first comment is, I don't know, some of you may have heard me chopping it up with Eric, but I wanted to say congratulations, Eric, on your new role. I know we are in good hands. My second comment is to the board, thank you so much in terms of the concert series in the park, recognizing the dynamics and the diversity in the city of Zion. And some of the bands, I know people are so excited to patronize and come out and enjoy, including myself. And so thank you. A variety of the bands really appeal to the Zion community. My last comment is I noticed that the board has tablets, and I'm going to put a bug in the mayor's ear to see what we can do to get some as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
They're nice, and I think it saves a lot of money on
Paper.
paper.
Yeah.
Yes, and hand delivery, so it's nice. But
I
thank
know,
you.
But I see Commissioner Hartman is like old school, probably like me sometimes, but
I can't read with it.
ah,
I gotta get thicker glasses.
gotcha.
Well, thank you for your comments.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Do we have any comments from the commissioners? Oh, wait, no, sorry. We want to talk about the agenda. Is there any changes to the agenda?
No
Okay.
changes.
Then I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda as stated.
So move. I'll second.
Any further discussion needed? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, now comments from the commissioners. Does anybody have anything? No? Okay. All right, we are moving on to reports. Anything from the attorneys?
Nope, nothing from the attorneys.
Okay. We will go on to the treasurer's report that Eric presented in the finance meeting, and I will entertain a motion for the unpaid and paid bills.
I make a motion that we approve for unpaid bills of 92,233.37. Total paid bills is 209,984.45 for a grand total of 302,217.82.
I second.
Any discussion needed? Okay, can you do the roll call, please?
Commissioner Pye?
Aye.
Commissioner Brown?
Aye.
Commissioner Hartman?
Aye.
Commissioner Rivers?
Aye.
President McGarrett?
Aye. Okay, moving on to number 8, the executive director report.
So, I spent the last 3 weeks or so just really transitioning to the new role as the executive director. And during those last few weeks of April, I spent a lot of time with Marilyn, just discussing various aspects of the executive director position. I mean, obviously we did work closely over the years, but as we go into the new year here, we have a lot of important projects to accomplish. So, I spoke with Marilyn about some of the grants that are in progress, some of the different contacts to be aware of, some of the different legislators to follow up with, some of the timelines to be aware of. So I do feel good about that and very optimistic about some of the grants we have in progress. Toward the end of April, as you know, I attended the Executive Development Program on the campus of Indiana University. So that was a great opportunity and a very timely opportunity where we learned about, leadership and management styles, customer service. And what really resonated with me from that training and that workshop was just really kind of the loss of focus on customer service during the pandemic. Because I think a lot of people were sort of at the end of their rope and became short and overworked and tired, and so the individual really stressed the focus on customer service. So I think that's something that I really want to be sure that staff are aware of. So when patrons and the community come to our parks and our programs and interact with our staff, that they really have a good experience. I think that's very important. Also, obviously, the last day of April was Marilyn's retirement party at Shepherd's Crook. Staff did a great job planning that event, and Shepherd's Crook staff really did an outstanding job hosting that event that day. It was a really fun event with good food. Marilyn's family attended, her friends, her current and past co-workers, so I think she really had a good time. She appreciated it, which I sent around the thank you card. It was out here somewhere. There's also a copy of it on the very last page of the of this report, and she just thanked the board for everything over the years, and thanked them for the gift in the evening. So it was really nice. The Earth Day event, unfortunately got rained out in the spring, but we always do usually plan, and we had planned a nice Earth Day event where we walk the McClory Bike Trail. Staff are out there, and some members of the community come out, and we pick up trash. Mayor McKinney is always out there and does a nice dedication. So unfortunately we weren't able to do that. We may be looking at rescheduling that event. But we did plant 4 trees out by the Salem Play area and McClory Trail. Kay had secured a grant funding for those trees, so we used a grant fund that Kay got to plant 4 trees for Earth Day. And then moving on to just staffing in general, I think everyone's aware really of the challenges right now that really every industry is facing. Every business, every sector across the nation right now is facing staffing shortages. And it's particularly hard for the Park District as we're coming into summer, which is our busy season, and we're looking for a lot of staff, right? We're looking for camp staff, lifeguards, maintenance staff, golf staff. And so it really is a challenge right now to find people, quality people. But our supervisors are really working hard to do their best to try to fill all the positions that we have available. One of the biggest challenges right now is lifeguards. I'm not sure if people are aware how challenging it is right now to find lifeguards. I did actually include in the packet an article from the Daily Herald, so I don't know if you had a chance to read that, but I was actually just in the gas station one day and saw on the front page of the Daily Herald how it talked about park districts are specifically facing such a tough time right now. And there's a couple park districts. Fox Valley Park District has to close their pool for this year because they don't have enough lifeguards, so they're not even opening their aquatics facility. Mundelein Park District is not opening their Diamond Lake Beach because they don't have lifeguards. But I can tell you honestly, Kay and Catherine, our aquatics coordinator, are really working hard on lifeguards. They have, how many at this point, maybe 12?
Under 10, so we have about 10 right
So
now.
10.
Coming from the natatorium?
Right now, we only have 5 staff from that situation, so we've hired about 7 more.
Just don't let him out of the pool, because if he gets around to other cities.
Yeah, I know, and so and we're competing with not only other park districts, but we're competing with Great America's facility, the Rexplex, all those
Wolf
facilities. So it's hard enough right now to find young people to even want to be a lifeguard, but now we've got so much competition,
Right.
right in our backyard.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to make the board aware of the tight labor market and how we're doing our best to really attract and retain quality personnel throughout the park district, and I think we're doing a good job of it. And really, people in every part of the park district are working hard on it. And then the last part I just want to touch on, so we have a couple items on Hosa Park, but the one I wanted to talk about was the prescribed burn at Hosa Park that IDNR conducted on April 26th. So talking to our environmental stewardess, Kathy Garnis, she said it had been at least 10 years or more since a prescribed burn was done out there. So I did include a picture. I know it's a little grainy and not the clearest, but I think it's kind of a neat picture from a drone that IDNR had given us. And so again, you know, the controlled fires, so I kind of looked it up, like what exactly are, you know, the benefit of this, right? And so it helps restore the ecosystem, offering benefits such as removing invasive species and recycling nutrients back into the soil, right, to help promote the growth of trees, wildflowers, and other plants. So I do think that it was an awesome of IDNR to do that at our Hosa Park, and I think it will be beneficial when things start to come back. So that is it. That's all for my report.
And I just want to make a comment about the focus on customer service that you talked about.
Mhm.
I think that is so important
Mhm.
as a consumer. That is so important to me.
It is.
And I'm really glad that you guys are focusing on that.
Yeah.
Because-
Thank you.
Yeah, so, thank you so much. Okay, we are going to move on to new business and electing the new officers for fiscal year 2022 and 2023.
Okay, so I have the sheet here where I go through and call for nominations. So I'm going to read this. So I'm going to start with the office of president. So I call for nominations for the office of president.
Do I have to make a motion to do this, or just I'd like to nominate?
I think you
I'd like
just
to
nominate.
nominate Bill Hartman for president.
Any further nominations for president? Can I get a motion to close the nominations for president?
Make a motion to close the nomination.
Okay, nominations for president are closed. All in favor of electing Commissioner Hartman to the office of president, say aye.
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 Any opposed? I declare by unanimous vote Commissioner Hartman elected to the office of president for a one-year term. Congratulations. I'll move on to vice president. Call for nominations for the office of vice president.
Aye.
I nominate Brown for vice president.
Any further nominations for vice president?
I'd like to nominate myself.
Okay. Any further nominations for vice president? Can I get a motion to close the nominations for president, vice president?
I make a motion to close the nomination.
Okay, nominations for the office of vice president are closed. So we'll take two votes then. So all in favor of electing Commissioner Brown to the office of vice president, say aye.
Okay, I'm a little, is there, we just have discussion here, or no? Or is it just,
I'm sure we can have discussion if you guys want to have discussion, sure.
I'd like to hear from both you guys.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I'm not opposed to Carolyn doing it. I've been doing it for 3 or 4 years, so.
Yeah,
I thought I'd take a swing at it. I think I've learned quite a bit over the last 5 years, and I, just want to take this last year and kind of go into the meat of things. And
Sounds
expose
good.
more extra skills, I guess.
all right.
Okay, so all in favor of electing Commissioner Rivers to the office of vice president, say aye.
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 Any opposed? I declare by unanimous vote Commissioner Rivers elected to the office of vice president for a one-year term.
Congratulations.
And the final one is treasurer, so call for nominations for the office of treasurer.
I'd like to nominate Jesse Pye as the treasurer.
Any further nominations for treasurer? Can I get a motion to close the nominations for
Make a
treasurer?
Motion to close.
Nominations for treasurer are closed. All in favor of electing Commissioner Pye to the office of treasurer, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I declare by unanimous vote Commissioner Pai elected to the office of Treasurer for a one-year term.
I officially turn the meeting over to the new president.
All right. Well, first of all, I'd just like to say one thing before I officially take over. I've probably been on the board maybe 15 years, but I can honestly say that this is probably, and I don't say probably, I said one of the best park districts in the state, and I stand by that. And just let me tell you guys a little something. I'm on the accreditation team, as you know, so we go around credit all the park districts in the state. Well, they have what they call mentors, and mentors are normally an executive director. Well, believe this or not, I'm one of 2 commissioners that are going to be authorized to go around and mentor other park districts and get ready for the accreditation. So, and it's not because of me. It's not because of what I did. It's because of what you guys do up here. It has nothing to do with me. It has to do with Zion. So I appreciate that. Okay.
Okay. So next on the agenda is the appointments for the fiscal year.
All right. So I make a motion that we approve the attorney, Ansel Glink. I guess we should
You want to
just
do
go
them all?
right down.
Do you want to do them all?
Yeah,
Or-
might as well just get them all done.
Okay.
The director, Eric Bradley. Secretary and assistant treasurer, Eric Bradley. Assistant secretary, Kay Peterson. And FOIA and OMA officers, Eric Bradley and Christine Winterman.
Wortman.
Wortman, I
Yeah.
knew that. I was just checking.
So, hold on. Are you asking for a motion or making the motion?
I'm asking for a motion.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm sorry, Kay.
that's okay.
So moved.
So, do I
I
have a second?
second.
Okay.
Anybody have anything? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried. All right. Now, the next is the letter for the board meetings for the dated for the fiscal year of 2022 through 2023. Make a motion that we approve these dates for the regular board meeting and committee dates and times.
Mhm. And those are all consistent with our typical third Thursday of the month, 7 p.m. here. The same schedule we've always used.
So I'll make a motion to approve the meetings held on the third Thursday at 7 p.m. at 6:30 as stated.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Designated,
The depositories.
yeah, okay. So I make a motion that we approve the authorized dispositories for fiscal year 2022 and 2023. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carried.
So-
Any questions for that, Eric?
Yeah, on which one? The depositories?
depositories, yeah.
No, that depository list is the same as it's been for the past couple years. We still use First Midwest Bank as the majority of our accounts, our operating account, our payroll account. So really no changes there. We're continue to use IPTLAF and Wintrust Bank for our invested funds. So no changes to our depositories.
All right, so hold on. Who made the motion and who seconded it? I missed that.
You need to entertain a motion and someone
Yeah.
has to.
Did you entertain?
No one did.
Okay, so I
You-
entertain motion that we approve the
You have to
depositories.
ask for the emotion.
Yeah,
You can say entertain a motion.
Okay. All right, so who did that?
So move.
All right,
Jesse.
and second.
Second.
All right,
Thank you.
I'm a little slow, I get it.
That's all right. We're all getting through it.
Okay, for the bid, Eric,
Yep.
you want to kind of go over?
Sure. Yeah, so bid number 202203, replacing the boilers at the Leisure Center. So this is a much-needed infrastructure improvement here, and it's an important item on our capital replacement plan. The current boiler setup is original to the building construction in 1973, and this will allow our system to be, more effective and more efficient. And we did want Rich Churchirillo to come. Rich is our maintenance supervisor, who is a very valuable asset to the Park District. He has worked for the Park District for many years, and then he worked for the city for a little bit, and now he's back full-time. But Rich is super knowledgeable, not only about, HVAC and many other maintenance things, but just about, all of the old infrastructure here at the Park District when it was an ice rink and everything like that. So I didn't think there was really anyone better to explain, this $185,000 bid, than Rich. So I'll let him
Thank
speak
you.
on it.
So, good evening to everybody. So, the boiler replacement that we're looking into doing here has been needed for a long time. The first boiler that's actually on the agenda for that was set up back when the ice rink was still going, so there's a lot of hard energy used on that is not necessary anymore. That boiler was also retubed back in the early 2000s, and it doesn't last very long. Unfortunately, it's just the nature of how that works. The other boiler that's on that agenda is totally original when the building was built, back in 73, 74-ish. I have a lot of bad experience with that boiler. Me and that boiler had a lot of bad rounds, so I will be really glad to see it go. With replacing these boilers, upgrading them, you should be able to notice a huge cost savings in energy. You should be able to take like last year's energy bills and like this coming up year's when the upgrade is done, and you should notice a huge reduction in consumption. So it's a hard price up front, like anything. I'm sure if anybody's done home improvement projects, it's hard up front, but down the road you end up seeing it, in savings on energy. I'm open for any questions or anybody has. If anybody would like to look at some of these units that we're getting ready to decommission, I'm always available anytime.
And I saw that only one company came back for bid, right?
Correct.
So, and you guys both are comfortable with that cost?
Yes, so they actually came in a lot lower than I thought. I was actually realistically thinking around $250.
And you work with these guys, you like them too? before
They're the
they-
ones that did all our RTU work throughout here and 3 of the other buildings. So we have a really good working relationship with that contractor. Anytime we've had issues, whether it be warranty or service contracts, they've always stood behind us, 100%.
Who's the company, if I may ask?
McDonough Mechanical out of Waukegan.
Okay,
Bill,
go ahead.
is this the heat and air of the hot water?
So these boilers are heating only. What
Yeah.
these boilers do, one side of the boiler is actually a preheat section for the RTUs. So what that does is that actually helps in your heating. So think of like a forced air furnace just running nonstop with 5 big burners going. Now you need like half of that when you run with the boiler preheat
Okay.
during the high demand heating.
Do you have to close the building during any of this?
No.
or-
No. No, all the remediation will be done. They'll have evac fans. In fact, the room right here is where they'll be working. You won't even know what's going on.
And it's all being done in the off-season.
Yeah, it's non-heating season, so tentatively, everything will be lock, stock, and barrel for fall fire up.
So how much has boilers really changed throughout the years? I mean, just in the way they're built and,
So a lot of your boilers were cast iron back in the day, heavy, big, cumbersome. In fact, one of the units is the size of this opening right here. What will replace it will be about half the size of a refrigerator.
Wow.
Wow.
So size, efficiency,
wow,
and we can thank electronics for a lot of that.
absolutely.
Yeah, everything goes manual gas valve and ignition, which is one of the things that I had problems with.
Yeah, Yeah, things are changing.
Yeah.
So,
And the 1-year warranty gives you enough time to test everything out and make sure.
Yeah, typically, you'll know in the first 90 days of fire up, of startup of the system, if something's gonna be awry. And like I said, this company's really been phenomenal on standing behind us, their work throughout anything.
anybody have any questions?
And if anybody wants to take a tour of the equipment, please let somebody know and we can,
Yeah.
we can arrange for that.
All right. All right, I'll entertain a motion that we approve bid 202203.
I make a motion that we approve bid 2022-03 Leisure Center Boilers Upgrade and Demolition Project be awarded to McDonald Mechanical Services for the amount of $185,872.
I'll second that.
Have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Call it roll. You
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah, I would
On
call
a
roll for this
financial,
one for
yeah.
financial.
Okay, please
Commissioner
call the roll.
Pye,
Aye.
Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Hartman,
Aye.
Commissioner Rivers. Wait, hold on.
That's okay.
Commissioner Magiera,
Aye.
President Hartman.
Aye.
Yep, this is the board meeting.
This is it. Yep.
Because I'm opening a tattoo shop and there was.
This is, Parker has
That
one at
that
the
was for the city,
city.
and we
Yeah.
actually approved you guys.
Oh, it happened already?
We got lucky. There's a city commissioner
Tuesday.
here.
Yes, city
I'm a
commissioner's
commissioner
here.
for the city.
Oh, so we're good?
Yes,
Yeah,
you're
this
good.
is the park district.
Follow up with my director, Rich Ianson, but you're good.
Okay, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Welcome.
No problem.
That worked out well.
We got lucky.
Nothing like
Okay.
taking care of that.
Well, all right.
Glad you were
next-
here.
Yeah.
Next, yeah, no kidding. Next is the Hosha Park. Eric?
Yep, so the last item in new business here is the Hosa Park Rubble Ridge signage. You know, there was a nice press release that IDNR Coastal Management had put out, which I included in the packet. I thought it was a really descriptive piece on what that was out there at Hosa Park. I really liked their terminology where they called it an underwater innovation. So, you know, multiple agencies collaborated on this pilot project off the coast of Hosa Park. It's going to, the intent of it is to slow the waves to protect the shoreline and the landscape, along with support a fish habitat. So it's something that they're going to monitor very closely, multiple agencies, and it really should be beneficial for our Hosa Park and help preserve it. And they're going to, so IDNR Coastal Management's looking to install a sign out there. There's a mock-up of the sign, which is the kind of pinkish picture. That's what they're seeking approval from the board to install out at Hosa Park.
They're not dredging, are they? The waters to make it deeper, or
No.
are they making
Oh, it's already
it more
done,
shallow?
yeah.
No, it's already done. They installed rocks. So if you look at some of those pictures, it's like multiple rows
Yeah.
of rocks that they put in. That's the ridge, and
Kinda
it's
make it
gonna.
shallow?
No, it's just gonna slow the waves.
Oh, okay, I see it.
Erosion.
It's like a break,
Okay.
Yep,
I got
it's
it.
really cool.
below the water break.
Yeah,
Got it.
it's really cool. And
First
so.
of its kind here, and
Yeah, and so
Really pretty.
the sign is to really explain what the whole project is and the benefit of it.
Are they
Yeah, it's a nice sign.
It is.
Are they putting a dock in the water?
no.
Nope.
Why do you say that?
Does it look like that to you?
Yes.
No, it's
That-
This is the coastline and this is the machine that was
Oh,
Putting the rocks
okay,
in place.
okay.
yeah,
larger
putting it
than that.
Oh, okay.
in. Okay.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the Hosha Park Rubble Ridge signage.
So move.
Entertain
Entertainment.
Okay, so, just,
Jesse and Carolyn from second.
All right. Any questions? Anybody have anything? All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carried.
Oh, I left you about 6:51. Okay, so
All
we're
right.
going to.
So So, no executive?
No, we do have an executive session if you want to
Okay.
take a motion to go into executive
Good
session.
evening, everybody.
Good
evening. Thanks for coming.
For what you do.
Thank you, you
And
too.
you too.
All right, I'll make a motion that we go into executive session. Entertain a motion to go into executive session.
Make a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of the board discussing employment compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of employees pursuant to Section 2C1 of the Illinois Open Meeting Act and Section 5 ILCS 147-1R to discuss real estate negotiations.
I have a second?
I'll second it.
I have a second. Okay.
Okay.